in social media.
For what, Endgame?
For Endgame, yeah.
Yeah. I know Tom's seeing it tonight for some Fandango premiere thing.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Red Shirt Diaries folks, I think, see it tonight also. I wonder if they're going to be in the same showing.
Could be.
Jason and Ashley.
Could well be.
Could be. Say, yell Tom's name and say, "Hey, Tom."
Yeah.
Tom.
It's not illegal. Just don't yell fire. Just yell Tom. It'll be fine.
That's right. Yes.
All right, we're ready. Let's do it. Let's go. Did I do everything? Let me just make sure I did everything. I'm pretty sure I did everything.
Crime Classics.
No.
A new series of true crime stories taken from the records and newspapers.
Front, back, front.
Okay, we'll do that over there. And how about a booby?
Most metal.
Okay. And then...
Do you see that?
Over the
You to be no longer.
Well,
I like the ending where the baby chokes itself.
put that in there. Okay. All right. Fletcher's. Damn it! You'd think after all this, I'd have that done.
What? The Fletcher is the quote picked.
Yeah, like all this.
I'm so excited to be seeing Fletcher in a few days. Holy cow!
Yeah, that'll be good. Lead our Fletcher fix.
I wish our time there overlapped by more than a day.
Yeah,
but,
what's this 1 day stuff?
I know.
Are they only doing Vegas, or are they doing something else to?
No, they're just doing Vegas, but they're here. Or they're in Vegas Saturday and Sunday, but I leave early Sunday morning, so it doesn't count. But
I do too, but still, like they're barely there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Here comes the show, everybody. Stick it out and poke it in. It's time. It begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, what the hell is Symphony? No, wait. What the hell is Spumoni? Sorry.
Okay. You don't even know what the word is.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to be married in baggage claim?
Easter in Florida is whacked.
That would clear any bench.
You had one job, crosswalk people.
Call now and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
Most metal objects at the factory are thought of in terms of their scrap content.
You to be no longer drawing breath in Miami.
This is the morning stream. We're all doomed.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to TMS. It's the morning stream for April 23rd, 2019. It's a little bit after noon here. It's kind of an afternoon stream. Didn't mean it to be. I'm Scott Johnson. Brian Ibbett. Hi, good morning.
Hello. Hi, Scott Johnson. How are you?
Afternoon, I mean.
Whatever.
It's
still, that's true.
It's still morning in the Pacific time zone. It's fine.
It's still morning to me, damn it. It's still morning to me.
I'm sure a lot of wrestling stuff going on lately that I don't understand. You ever notice that on Twitter? You hear a bunch of wrestling stuff and you're like, no, I don't have any idea what you people are talking about. Some sort of wrestling.
Really?
Yeah.
I know WrestleMania was a couple weeks ago. I know our very own Iceworm went out to that, traveled to WrestleMania, and he couldn't make it to TMS Vegas because of that.
Yeah, there's something yesterday even though. I got all this flood of information like, oh, I can't believe he has a mustache now. This wrestler guy did this and that.
Made a surprise entrance and they played his music or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
I know this isn't a Blizzard show, but we talk about Blizzard games from time to time.
Sure.
It's getting awfully late, and Blizzard hasn't announced a BlizzCon. Do you think we're getting a nice little takeoff year, a little relaxation year? No.
So this has come up a couple times on a couple of shows, and
I'm sure probably shows where it's more appropriate.
Yeah. My current theory is I would have said earlier in the month of April, I would have said, oh, this is just they're late. Sometimes they're a little late. It's not a big deal.
Right.
The fact that we are almost in May and there's been no announcement, I think is very I don't know if I'm going to say likely, but I am much more on the side of this might be a year where they take it off for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons why they might. There's a couple of reasons why they shouldn't, but there's a ton why they might take it off. and so they may do it. I mean, I'm still not willing to say for sure because you know what? If July comes and there's no announcement, I think it's a dead deal. And they probably by then would have said, hey, we're not doing it this year. This is a rebuilding year.
July. I mean, geez. I'd say if I'd even say if we get to May 1st, we'd probably and don't hear anything. I'd probably think that we're not getting anything.
Yeah, and there are Blizzard devotees that would say there's no reason for them to take it off. They've got all their esports stuff, and I would say, well, yeah, they do, but they don't. It doesn't matter at BlizzCon anymore. The esports stuff ends, so they basically just have Pro Bowls at BlizzCon. They used to end all their esports events, so the finals were at BlizzCon, but they don't do that anymore. So Overwatch League is over by the time BlizzCon starts, and all they do is just have all the best players come and like I say, play kind of a Pro Bowl.
Exhibition matches, yeah, right.
Yeah, that's it. And then they do the same thing. I guess StarCraft sort of ends there. I don't actually remember, but
where they do the finals.
That's not as big a deal. There is no HGC anymore, so we don't have a professional league for Heroes of the Storm, and that's it. That's your esports. So I don't think that matters anymore, and I don't think that's a determiner anymore. I should say that, but I also don't think
they've done announcements like big patch and new game announcements outside of BlizzCon too. Like they did one. I even think they announced Battle of Azeroth before BlizzCon and had video. Or am I thinking of?
Legion did.
Legion, that's right. Legion was like a couple months before BlizzCon, and they announced it.
Yeah, Legion was literally a week after Nerdtacular 2015, and it was announced at Gamescom. So they absolutely have done that. Diablo 3 was announced in France at the International. Like they will spread that stuff out. I think BlizzCon's still a great place to do their announcements, but even if they have announcements, like what is it going to be? If they're really ready to announce Diablo 4, and by all accounts they've scrapped it twice, and a third attempt isn't far along enough. That's probably not early enough to announce it, or at the very least, it wouldn't be much to show or have anything be playable. That's not great for a BlizzCon. They could announce a new WoW expansion, which is about time, and they could announce some of these secret projects they're working on. But other than that, that's it. So if they're going to they took it off in 2012 and they took it off in 2006. If they take it off in those years for the reasons they had then, this year's plenty of reason to do it. They've got a change in management. They had a huge layoff that is very controversial. The Activision side of things is making everybody really mad. The new management has kind of been a little tone deaf about certain issues and things. And they've said themselves they've got no major releases for the year, other than WoW Classic and the remaster of Warcraft 3. But that's not major stuff.
No,
that doesn't move your stock price necessarily in any one direction. And even though BlizzCon technically I think is a profitable enterprise on its own, if they ever needed a year where it's like, you know what, guys, let's
recenter, refocus.
It's a rebuilding time where we got a lot of cool stuff in the hopper, but we're not quite ready yet. There's a little bit of bad blood out there right now. Let's get this and do it right. Like, I could totally see them doing that. So,
yep, I agree 100%. Okay, cool.
We shall see. Look, if it happens, we'll make up for it in Vegas this week. We'll all get together.
That's right.
Have our own little mini BlizzCon. Hey, yesterday I spoke at the University of Utah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Tell us, so what were you talking about?
So it was Corinne Lewis is she's on the, what do you call it when you're a professor? You're on the faculty. That's the word. So she teaches all these classes on video game narrative design and other stuff. And it's all part of their big electronic sort of arts degree stuff. Not Electronic Arts, the company, but, video game arts or whatever. So they
not EA, but Electronic Arts.
No, right, exactly. Not those guys. Not those chuckleheads. Speaking of people who shouldn't have a convention. But they have, it's like 3D artists and animation people and concept artistry and then programmers and all this stuff and storytellers, game runners, all that stuff. And I did this one other time before for a different class of hers. This was a slightly different class. What always blows me away is when she starts the class up and we all sit down, and it's like one of those old movie classrooms, Brian, like stacked seats, tons of students going upward. You're down at the bottom on a chair, and there's like a table, kind of a lab. There's a screen behind you in case you want to, you know, do a presentation or whatever. It used to be chalkboards, I guess. It's a little intimidating, honestly, if I'm being honest. It's just like you walk in there and go, ooh, everyone. I mean, it's designed to have them all staring right at you. That's fine. But what I always notice in her classes when I get in there is they're all very sleepy. They really were up late last night. We're all living the freaking student life, you know. And they see me and they're just like, what's this? You know, like who cares? And it's a fun challenge because my goal, and I have to say I'm proud that I've done this in both cases where I've done the speaking. I go in there with a bunch of deadheads, and by the time we're done, they are stoked and animated and talking and laughing at my dumb jokes. And like coming up later and asking questions and all this stuff. Like, it's exhilarating. I can see why people go into teaching. I can see why that is a thing you want to do.
Channeling that energy of an audience looking at you is something for me that happens as soon as I'm on stage and I start talking. But boy, that leading up to it moment is like soggy ball of yarn in the pit of my stomach kind of thing.
Yeah, in my case, I wasn't nervous really in this time at all. I mean, it's a little intimidating, but I didn't have any of those nerves like I would think I would have. And I think it's because there's just too much other shit going on, and to me, this was like, all right, well, this is a thing I have to do. But, you know, there was like 2 kids right in front that were asleep when I got there.
Did you are you tempted to like grab one of their books and just drop it on their desk?
I was, or smack him in the back of the head. Mr. Jones, are you going to be paying attention? You know, like whatever, all the stereotypes. I wanted to do that, but I didn't. But they were all like sleeping up halfway. There's a whole row of people just texting, you know, like they do. And I'm thinking, well, this is a tough crowd. But by the end of that thing, the sleeping guys were asking questions and were excited.
Oh, really? Wow.
And,
where am I?
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
Yeah. It was funny.
How did I get here?
It was really funny to watch that transition throughout the thing. But it was fun because my whole job at that thing is to not talk. We're not talking about boring video game theory that maybe they think is boring. We're there to talk about building a career or something like that around video games. And on the outside of it, which is kind of a lot of what I do. And so, you know, we got to talk about, this was great. I got to take the temperature on a couple of big names like PewDiePie. This group of kids.
What do folks think about PewDiePie?
This 100 kids or whatever it was, not into it anymore, man. They're not PewDiePie folks anymore. They're like, that guy, we don't like him anymore. Somebody yelled from the thing. There was some other one. We were talking about Ninja and some like big Twitch names and that sort of thing. And the reactions to that were interesting. Always in one of these things ends up somebody's listening to the instance, or somebody out there is like, oh my gosh, I listened to There Will Be Dungeons, and because we talked about D&D and that being a tabletop being a big resurgence in gaming and all of this. And anyway, it was great. This girl at the end comes up to me and she goes, hi. And I go, hi, what's your name? And I can't remember her name. But she said...
Well, good thing you asked her then.
Yeah, I'm really glad I asked. I do that all the time. I'll ask and then not retain it.
Yeah.
But she goes, I just had to show you this. You'll have to appreciate this. And she pulls up her sleeve and whips out her arm. And she has, I put this on Twitter, but I'll describe it. It's a combination horde symbol, tattoo. So it's a big tattoo on her forearm. The horde symbol on the outside, and on the inside, probably the best representation I've seen of this is embedded a alliance symbol of the kind of lion head thing. Yeah. And it looks so cool as a combo.
Really?
Like normally you think that'd look weird. Yeah, exactly. Huh. And it was just black and white, or not black and white. She's the white, I guess. But it was just a monochrome tattoo, no color or anything, but it looks so cool. And she was just like, oh, I can't tell you what World of Warcraft means to someone like me. We were a whole household of players and grew up with it. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she did grow up with it. It's been how many years now? 15 years almost? 14, 15 years? She would have been...
Oh, there it is right there.
She would have been a kid.
Oh, that is so cool.
Isn't that
so like
rad?
the
Isn't that so rad?
Yeah. So you've got the outline of the horde symbol, and then the mane of the lion makes the hollowed out inside with the horde symbol, and then you've got the face of the lion in the same color. Yeah. That is really, really cool.
Yeah, surprisingly cool. Cooler than I would have thought. Now, I know other people have made this attempt. I've seen in fact, people have sent other attempts yesterday while I was looking at it here, Chad. I'll pull it up for you so you can see it on my screen. But they didn't look as good. None of these looked as good as this one.
Can I maybe make a suggestion if she's listening? Maybe a little less tighter friendship band. Because, boy, where that was sitting on your wrist there, it looks like it is cutting off circulation.
Yeah, there's a ligature mark.
Exactly. Like David Caruso would be looking at that and going, well, looks like somebody finally cut her off.
Yeah! We put his glasses on. Yeah, totally. That's I didn't notice that before, but she was like strangling her hand there before we took this shot. But she was very nice, and if she's listening, I'm so sorry I don't remember your name, but that was very nice of you to come up and talk to me. And there were a few other people like that. I'd brought up somebody in the audience had asked, what do I want to do? What's a cool project I still want to do? And I said, oh my gosh, honey, my wife just brought me food. Thank you, babe.
Where's mine?
Yeah, where's Brian's? He says. I see. What was I going to say? I forgot. I want to do a series on toxicity in gaming and try to understand it better and do kind of like a cool curated 8-episode kind of. I've been wanting to do this for years. I'm just going to finally do it and get some help doing it and get some real research going and like a real effort, not just interviews, just like actually look at the issue of toxicity in gaming, where it comes from, talk to both people who've been victims of it and people who like doing it to other people. Probably have to make them anonymous to even get them to talk to me, but that sort of stuff. And anyway, this girl comes up and she says, oh my gosh, you have no idea how much crap I've taken online. And she's telling me about all these experiences she had that were so bad. And anyway, it was just like this nice affirmation. Oh yeah, that'd be a really helpful thing, not just for people like me, but people in this younger demographic, these 20-somethings who are all just trying to get their college done. So anyway, it was cool. I enjoyed it.
That's very cool.
And then we went to the Spaghetti Factory after that because they have a 50-year anniversary, Brian. 50 years of bringing people plates of sloppy spaghetti.
It really is. Do they have trains? Like, do you eat it out of a train in the one in Utah?
We do. Well, there's a few of them here, and the one that we went to is in Trolley Square, which is an old. Well, it used to. Okay, so back in the 1800s, it was actually a train trolley station, and this would have been like in horse and buggy times. This thing pushed out these trolleys and trains all over the valley, and that all is dumb now, of course, so that's got shut down forever ago. And then in my lifetime, it's always been like a place where you went that had all the old artifice of it being a giant old trolley station, but instead everything's stores and fancy restaurants and stuff.
Right. Oh, I think that comic store that we went to for one of the first Nerdtaculars might have been in that area.
Totally could have been, yeah. I think there's not one there now, but I think there was then. But there's all sorts of places that there's the big, Brazilian meat on a stick kind of place in there.
Yeah. Churrascaria.
Yeah. There's a brand new Whole Foods built into it, and they've expanded it and made new parts of the building that are totally new but look old, all that. Anyway, in there is this Spaghetti Factory, and that particular one has an actual old trolley from the trolley days, like installed in the middle of it, and
inside it, that you can eat like in a dining car.
Yeah, yes. You can eat in there, which is crazy. We didn't do it. We ate somewhere else, but you're totally right. That's the kind of place it is.
We got one. We have two, or had two in Denver. The one in downtown is gone, but the one in North Westminster, which is not too far, actually much closer to me than the downtown one, is still around. But I haven't been inside there, so I don't know if they've moved the train up to the Westminster location.
What a pain in the ass that would be, just to drag that thing around.
Right, to haul a train. Oh, you could just drive it up, right up the highway.
That's true. Nothing weird here.
Nothing weird.
To your left.
Go about your business.
Yeah,
exactly.
Keep driving. Anyway, so that was cool, but here's the important part. I have never in my life, and I've been to, that was where you'd go for dates when I was a teenager. You went to the Spaghetti Factory. Right. Because it was cheap-ish.
Where's he taking you before homecoming? The Cheesecake Factory. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, except then we didn't have Cheesecake Factory, so it was always the Spaghetti Factory. But so we go there.
Or did I say cheesecake? I meant Spaghetti Factory.
You did, but you're just making me. All this makes me hungry. That's all this does. It's fine.
Yeah.
So we go to Spaghetti Factory. We sit down. Dude comes in, says, "How you doing?" "Great." All the stuff you do. We sit down. And at the end of this meal, it was fine. There's nothing amazing about the food, but it's fine.
It's passable. It's adequate Italian.
Adequate Italian's a great way to put it. Yeah.
When you're here, you're satisfied.
Yeah.
But only barely.
Only barely. Yeah. And if the price was any higher, you might be irritated. Like that.
Right, exactly. When you're here, you're nonplussed.
Yeah. It's AI, adequate Italian.
Adequate Italian, yes.
So,
adequate Italian. Had to try a little portmanteau action there, and that one kind of worked. Adequate Italian.
So at the end of it, dude comes back and says, "Do y'all want some spumoni?"
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard
Really?
of spumoni in my life, and I go to
Every
Italian restaurants.
restaurant has spumoni.
I know.
And it's
I've gone to some.
spumoni. Like the way you spell it in our notes document is kind of funny. SPI spumoni. Spumoni does whatever spumoni does. It's spumoni. SPUMONI.
See, that's how much I don't know. I didn't even spell
All right,
it.
you know what Neapolitan ice cream is?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
But with different flavors. So instead of being your chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, spumoni is chocolate, cherry, pistachio.
That's the green then in there.
The green is the pistachio.
Okay.
The benefit of Neapolitan is that when it melts and kind of mixes around, you don't end up with a color that looks like baby spew. But sadly with spumoni, spumoni, that the color that it all turns into when it all melts down is a lot more dangerous looking. Oh, sometimes you do get nuts in there. Sometimes you get candied maraschino cherries and even pistachio pieces.
Oh, I could see pistachios being in there. Yeah, this didn't have that, but I could totally see that. So I've been to a million Italian restaurants, some very fancy, authentic-y ones, and I've never once has anyone said, "Would you like spumoni?" Or at the end of the meal, someone said, "What do you want for dessert?" And someone brought up spumoni. It's never happened in all of my life.
Okay, I mean, you'd have to have seen it on a menu. Like almost any Italian restaurant that isn't just like a straight up pizza place is going to have spumoni.
How about is Olive Garden got it? Olive Garden has it. If I go there.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. No, because all their desserts are like deep fried and smothered with caramel sauce, and that's a really good question. Olive Garden spumoni.
Yeah, I had the spelling so wrong.
I've made the mistake, by the way, of throwing out definitives and saying bi-weekly is only ever going to meet every 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, we got a great email thread going on that.
We did, yes.
Yeah, about the bisecting of something.
Typically, bi-weekly means every 2 weeks, but yes, the mortgage industry has screwed it all up.
Yeah, thanks, mortgage.
Let's see here.
You've done it again, mortgage.
Thanks, big mortgage.
Spumoni.
No.
Listen to this.
No spumoni.
Spumoni.
Sorry, it's not on there. They don't have it on the menu.
Not at all at the Olive Garden. Which
Interesting.
is an Italian kitchen by their very name.
Yeah, when you're there, you're supposed to be
You're
family.
spumoni-less.
Yeah, you get no spumoni. No spumoni for you. I don't even go there that often, but and the truth is I'm not like a huge connoisseur of Italian food generally. I like it okay, but it's not my biggest thing. I like Macaroni Grill a lot. That's fairly authentic, and they probably have spumoni on the Macaroni Grill thing. I've never seen it. So to my delight and dismay,
crazy.
I had some, and it was good, is the point.
It is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it.
Obsidian says that Neapolitan is a type of spumoni because that variation was popular in Naples. So actually spumoni is the master genus, and Neapolitan ice cream is the subphylum or something. Is the the classification. Yeah,
I would have never known this. Macaroni Grill. I got to find this out because I swear I've never seen it there either. All right, here we go. Romano's Macaroni Grill. They have spumoni. All right. Well, I never knew.
All right.
I just didn't know.
Good.
Yeah. I just didn't know. No idea. All right. Well, I've learned something today. I feel like I've grown an inch or two, and that's all you can ask when you go to the Spaghetti Factory. It was fine though. Kim got the all-you-can-eat soup and salad thing, and that was all right. And
I like that at the Olive Garden. That's my go-to. Here's my problem with Italian restaurants, and it's a bummer because Tina really likes Italian food, and I'm like, Italian's okay.
Yeah.
I'm even fine if they're small portions, but I want like 2 or 3 different things on my plate.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you go to an Italian restaurant, you get a plate of the same thing or a bowl of all the same, like it's a big bowl of pasta or it's a big plate of pasta.
Mm-hmm.
And I want like, I want like a steak and a potato and and a salad.
More than just one lump of a thing. I agree.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Totally agree with this. That must be an Italian thing, or that's how we've ruined it here. I don't know. But if I'm in Italy, can I get a plate with like a little veg, a little starch, a little something else? Like, is it all courses? Like, how do y'all do it over there? Because here,
I'm sure there's something at Olive Garden you can get that's like that, right? Like the taste of the world, and it's like 4 different lasagnas.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But at least it's variety. Yeah.
Yeah, but here they're like,
There it is, the tour of Italy. Joe Tekor says it's the tour of Italy at Tiddly at Olive Garden.
but when they bring you like it's like a bowl plate combo. It's not not quite a bowl, not quite a plate. It's something in between, and then inside is 16 pounds of fettuccine Alfredo. That just seems bad. That just seems like a thing I don't want to eat. So, I don't know. I don't get it. Tour of Tiddly. Let's all go. Let's all do it. That's pretty fantastic. All right. We'll, again, later on Call Now. Prepare now. Put this in your phone, 801-471-0462.
Prepare now for Call Now.
Be ready and have that number handy because we will take calls or questions you may have about Vegas, but anything today. It's there's no limits, there's no rules. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah. Right. Does not have to be about Vegas. It could even be, why am I not going to Vegas? Is what people are asking themselves. Not asking me because I'm going to Vegas, but other people might ask.
What I don't want is a flood of calls asking me why FilmSack's getting its own Discord. If y'all could just keep that to yourselves. That's a FilmSack problem. It's over there. We'll deal with it at FilmSack, not here.
That's right. Exactly.
Over there. Just calm yourselves down and be over there.
Once we get FilmSack Industries board of directors together, we'll talk about it. And
that whole thing. My gosh. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do the news, shall we?
Let's.
All right. Let me play this for it.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive sensational summary of world and local events.
It's the news brought to you by
Current Geek. Current Geek is a half hour early tonight. Catch it at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time right here at Frog Pants TV, or get the podcast at currentgeek.com.
Yes. Aha. Yeah, see, look, you got all the right things on there.
Yeah, you added all those things.
Well done. That's today, and the reason it's happening early is because Tom Merritt is Mr. Exclusive Movie Guy now because his wife has a great job at Fandango.
Sure.
And he has tickets to see Endgame before most people So
I'm going to go see Endgame. I'm going to go see the biggest movie of the summer, and I'm not going to pay for it, so it's not going to improve your chances in the movie draft.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yes, it's free. Gosh dang it, he doesn't have to pay
doesn't
to
help
see
us
it.
at all.
That should be against the rules. Where's the comptroller for the movie draft? We need a comptroller who can keep us straight.
Hollywood Weekly or Hollywood, whatever that is, Hollywood Reporter is saying possible $1 billion movie?
Whoa. How about possible Scott and Brian finally win this damn thing? How about that?
No kidding.
I will say this. My favorite thing about the premiere, because they had their red carpet premiere thing last night.
The purple carpet premiere.
Purple, yeah, it was purple. All of the
and
photos,
half of it was gone.
Yeah.
Half of it was dusty.
Yeah. It was really narrow. You had to stay on that one side. The other side was just like frayed and dusty.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Grauman.
Oh my gosh. Imagine if China was, if you really snapped your fingers in our planet, half of China, 1/2 of a billion people, 500 million people would just disappear. That'd be crazy. They have so much room over there then.
Crazy.
Man, just move freely in China. Anyway.
Oh, I mean, the movie, right? Are we going to get is the first part of it going to be The Leftovers, where it's crashed planes all over the place from pilots who disappeared? And
they never tell you that part.
Didn't even think about that. I mean, we know about, all the Avengers and Guardians and people like that, but we don't know. Well, this is gonna be cool. All right. Sorry. Back to you.
No. You've opened my mind as well. I wasn't thinking about that at all. Now I'm curious if they'll play with that. Like especially at the beginning, maybe our whole cold open is just the chaos of society.
Right, like hovering, floating over the landscape, a city with. Well, I guess we kind of get that at the end of the last one with the cars.
Yeah.
Crashing when we get our Nick Fury moment.
I realize too, this is a lot like this whole story thing is a lot like Why the Last Man. Did you ever read that comic?
Yeah, totally did.
It's like that because all the men die. That's not a spoiler. It's the entire premise.
Yeah, you find that on the first panel.
Yeah,
Maybe even on the cover.
It's
in the title. It's the name. Why the Last Man?
I'm pretty excited about that either TV show or movie that's being developed. I forget which they're working on for that. I hope it's TV.
Too. Like it's a series, a Showtime series or something, or
I hope it's a series. It's a Zerv series. Yeah.
The showrunners have dropped out and they're replacing them with somebody else.
Oh, man, what is it with that lately with all the cool genre shows?
No, I don't know, but now I'm a little worried.
I know. Although, I mean, look at Star Trek. They recovered from a messy showrunner fallout.
You know what? They did.
Yeah.
Very, very successfully, too. Yeah.
Same with American Gods. They seem to be doing okay. There's others like that. But anyway, the point is, what was my point?
Sorry.
My point no, it's all right. My brain. It's my brain. My marbles have fallen out the other side of the straw. What was I going to say?
Talking about Tom Singh. Yeah. The red purple carpet last night.
Right. Yes. Oh no! What it was is people in the chat somebody may not know. So in Why the Last Man, all the men die all of a sudden, and that's effectively like half the population, slightly less than half, but half the population all dying. Making them all male is interesting because then you've got reproductive issues and all that. But you know, pilots. How many female airline pilots are there? Not very many, it turns out. How many leaders of countries are female? Not that many, it turns out. And that's a fascinating story because when all of those guys suddenly die at the same time and all the planes fall out of the sky and all the world leaders, including almost the entire leadership of America, president, vice president, half of, or at least probably 70% of Congress are male. Like, it's an ugly scene. That's a cool comic. People should read that comic. It's really good.
It's really good. Brian K. Vaughan.
Yeah.
Who I think is still involved with the... here we go.
He still writes Saga.
FX is doing the adaptation. Ada Crowell and Michael Green are the showrunners who left because of creative differences.
Yeah. And I don't know what someone could tell me what the current split of male to female in the country or in the world is. I don't know what it is. It used to be like 58% female and...
Yeah, I was going to say it's slightly more female.
Yeah. It's super interesting. Here's my favorite twist in that book. Not twist, but my favorite thing is that all of the world's militaries were so heavily male-dominated that when the male population is wiped out, the strongest military overnight is Israel because they train their women. They train their female... I think you have a mandatory military time or something. I don't know how it works over there. But
I think you do, yes. Spoiler alert, but Natalie Portman basically comes over and kicks everybody's ass.
Oh, she would just tear us all a new butthole. And her and, what's her name? Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot, those two.
Gal Gadot, yeah.
They'll be the minister and the prime minister and they'd be the strongest military in the world all of a sudden. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Anyway, that's a fascunating story, and now we'll get back to this.
I'd happily live in a world where Gal Gadot bosses me around all day long.
I'd have no problem with that. Vacuum the basement. Yes, ma'am.
Puts the lotion on its skin.
we plug the toilet. We plug the toilet. Clean it. No problem. Whatever you need. Yeah, I'd do whatever she wanted.
That's right.
Not that I wouldn't do what you say, dear. She made me a turkey sandwich and left it here. All right.
Yeah.
A local cuppy. Got married at a Cleveland Hopkins baggage claim. So the Hopkins airport there, the baggage claim, they decided they wanted to get married there.
Isn't it romantic? Did they have to wait for the preacher to make his way around again to like say their vows?
Oh, that'd be amazing. Don't make this better than it is, because that would be so
That
good.
would be the best. Or basically, you have all of the attendees sit on the baggage claim and just keep going around, and that way, at some point, everybody's got a front row seat for the ceremony.
Yes. Or have the priest can like roll out of the baggage thing, slide down to the thing, and have to sit there and go all the way around reading his thing. Dearly beloved.
Who offers us this bride today? Oh, and
We are gathered in
Okay.
What a fun visual that is. Well, anyway, they met at a baggage claim, and so they decided to tie the knot in the same place. This is where they actually met. So that is kind of cute. I mean, if I did that, I could totally see that. Michelle and Ron Peterson, who got married at the baggage claim in Cleveland Hopkins International Airport 12 years ago, or 12 years to the day after meeting for the first time. In 2007, Michelle was assigned by her boss to pick up Ron as he was coming into town from L.A. for a work trip. The two hit it off and ended up dating long distance for years, so they, kept the long distance thing. Distance makes the heart grow fonder, I've heard.
They say absence does that, but
yeah, I've heard that distance makes the fart last longer. That's how it goes.
I mean, the phrase is absence, but distance is pretty much the same thing. There's absence and distance.
It says having a long-distance relationship made the airport a special place for them. After proposing, Ron told Michelle he wanted to get married in the spot where they first met. On Saturday, 100 people joined, and they did it. They did their I-do's. The couple hired an opera singer, 2 cellists, and chose a Southwest Airlines color scheme for their decorations. That's
that
my
might
favorite.
Be going too far.
That's my favorite part, actually, because when you're making that decision,
yeah,
it's either like traditional white, or we're going to get in some reds and rose colors of this and that. No, they said, you know what? We're going to do it based on the airline that we're most used to, or whatever. That's kind of funny, I think.
Did they? So all their wedding guests, did they have to pick their own seats and like the lineup based on how long they've known the couple?
They had to sit like this with their knees locked.
No, see, you say that. But
I know,
have not
they
been
don't
on a
do it
Southwest
anymore.
flight where they have that.
They don't do it anymore, but they used to do it. They used to. And I kind of miss that that's not a thing they do anymore. But
it was really awkward when they consummated their marriage while they were waiting in line at TSA.
Ma'am, please step over here. Oh, that would be even better. Take off your shoes and put your hands up if you agree to marry this man. I do. And she put her arms up and get scanned.
She has to walk through and yeah. Nope, sorry, go through again, please.
Yeah.
Oh, nope, maybe it's something in this pocket.
Yeah. You could say,
do you have any medical additions? Medical additions?
Yeah. You bring like I don't know, what kind of liquid could you bring to get in trouble at a wedding?
Do you have 3 ounces of fluid? I am so not finishing that joke.
You gotta keep it in a bottle. That's terrible. All right. Well, happy marriage, Ron and Michelle, which sounds like a famous couple's name. Ron and Michelle Peterson. Why is that so?
Ron and Michelle.
Ron and Michelle Peterson. Ron Peterson? Am I thinking of?
Well, you could be thinking of our free hotel room.
No, not that
here
guy.
In the chat.
Oh, you know what? That's what I'm doing. I'm thinking that. I'm thinking Ron Pedersen. He's in the chat, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Rob, I thought it is, isn't it? Rob
I
Peterson?
thought it was Rob. She thinks I'm thinking of Scott Peterson, the guy who killed his wife in California back in the early aughts. No,
definitely not thinking of that.
Not thinking of that guy. Bob Peterson, not Rob. Bob, but Rob is like Bob.
Bob, yes, Bob. Why am I saying Rob?
But Rob and Bob are from the same Robert. It's fine, right?
Yeah, but this is a Ron.
Oh, this guy's a Ron, right? But that's what I was thinking of exactly.
Just from the Ron.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Why we were confusing Rob and Bob.
Yeah.
Yes.
The point is, free hotel room. Watch yourself, or I'll ban you from the chat room again.
Oh. He's been very well behaved.
Very
As a matter of
nice.
fact, he was grateful for this show starting because he was tired of arguing about Animaniacs versus what was it? It was something that Jerry was talking about on his.
Yeah, his political show, by the way. They're talking about what's better, Animaniacs. It's almost like, gosh, can you imagine? There's less politics than ever to talk about, so you're forced to talk about whether a cartoon's better.
That's right.
Than another. Oh, political show's tomorrow.
This is just the Jerry one-man show. Yeah.
All right. That's where he practices his art, his craft.
Mm-hmm. That's where he workshops his his tight 10 minutes.
His text to me after I told him about the internet problems was, "Boo, see you in Vegas." So there's that.
Yeah, he was leaving some salty messages in our chat, but more importantly, he was telling other people to all put the same salty message in chat, saying, "Oh, I thought you were canceling the show."
Oh, he can come in here if he wants. It's up to him. I just know he's got his one-man show. He's got his stuff. I don't want to I don't want to assume his time. He can do it. He is his own man. If he wants to get in here, all he has to do is send me a text and say I'm ready.
That's right. That's right.
We'll see if that works or not.
Oh, the glove has been thrown.
The gauntlet, really. Just down.
The gauntlet.
Threw it down, not up. Didn't throw it up.
Yeah. Gauntlets are uncomfortable. Plus, this is a bad week for gauntlets.
It really is a bad idea. Hey, I have an idea for a piece of art. You got to tell me if you think it's offensive. You ready? Okay. I want to do a Game of Thrones thing to end Game of Thrones season 8. I want to do a print, and here's what I want. Okay. I want Tormund, or however you say his name, the big redhead wild guy.
Yes, the milk drinker. Yes.
Amazing character. He's so great.
Giants man, yes.
There's a scene in this last episode. Again, folks, I know you never believe me. It's not a spoiler, okay? I promise.
Right.
But there's a scene where he turns around kind of behind him, wide-eyed, and asks, "Where's the big woman?" And it's a wonderful moment because we all, know about his crush and all that stuff. But
yes.
But is it offensive for me to draw him looking over his own shoulder with the caption, "Where's the big woman?" Even though I'm just quoting the show? Is it?
No, I don't think that's not offensive.
Okay.
Because it's a line from the show.
Okay, because I don't think it's offensive, but I know that sometimes I think that, and then I get chewed out or called out on it.
I think because it's referencing a line, I'd say no. Now, if you were to say, here's a lineup of all of the big women in Game of Thrones, and draw, then I think, because then maybe it would be in the offensive or maybe inappropriate. Oh, okay. Is the big woman still here? Is the line?
Oh, okay. Is that it? Is the big woman still here? Is that anymore? It's no more offensive, right? We're still good.
No more offensive. No less offensive.
I feel like that would be a fun print to have as a commemorative thing about a show I love. So I think I'm going to do it. All right, we'll see.
Why not? Sure.
Yeah. Sorry. The other day, by the way, I was hearing the term White Walkers the other day. Mm-hmm. And it made me think of Weight Watchers for some reason. I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop thinking about Weight Watchers.
That's hilarious. Yeah. I'm gonna have to start using that. How many White Walkers points is this? Again?
How many White Walker points? I love it. All right, you should do that. The next story here, we got one about the Easter Bunny. Okay. Of course, this was Florida. It happened in Orlando, because where else would this happen? It is what is probably going to go down as downtown Orlando's weirdest fight ever. I wouldn't say that about Florida. There's always something weirder coming, so that's a dangerous statement. Someone dressed as the Easter Bunny ran into an ongoing brawl and beat up a man on Orange Avenue. There is video of this, and it is glorious.
Oh, I've got to watch. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's real good. I'll stick it up for the chat to see as well, because it is awesome.
Just that screen cap that they put there already is the best thing ever.
Yeah. Here's the video, chat. You can see him rushing in. There he is. This fight was already happening. He stopped this guy from beating up the other guy. Picked him up and just starts punching him. Like, what? What?
Oh
I want to know.
It's like a hockey brawl where the shirt gets pulled up over the head too.
Yeah. How do you fight in a suit like that? For real.
He and the woman. So he's helping the woman.
He's helping the woman. No. He appears to be a bit of a good guy in this scenario.
I was just minding my own business, officer.
I really was. I mean, look, the eggs are delivered. I was just taking some to get in a breather.
Hopping my way down the street.
That's right. I mean, I've had a lot of chocolate tonight, but I'm not drinking.
No, he is hopping.
He totally is hopping. He's doing like a boxer hop.
He totally is, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, love it.
It's it's one of my favorite things we've seen in the history of this show is the fighting bunny.
It's all one piece, that suit too. Like the head isn't separate.
Oh yeah, no. I'm sure it's that thing's so one piece it smells like waffle crisp. Anyway, this is really funny. A second video with a different angle has been passed around. That one I can't find it. I don't think it's on that page.
Wow, jeez.
It says, as you can see, the Easter Rabbit has been taking boxing classes. The promoter says, "Shit was hilarious," was his quote. I agree. Shit was hilarious.
Can't argue with that. Well done, Mr. Bunny.
Yeah, well done. Bok bok. The video shows the fight was quickly broken up by a bystander and a bike cop from Orlando Police. It's hard to take a bike cop seriously. I just want to put that out there into the world. Don't you think? Like if you see, I know that they are the legit man. They are the dude in blue. You're supposed to obey his orders.
It's the helmet, isn't it? Like it's the bike helmet.
Yes, and the bike. It's just like they come.
Well, he comes up off of screen in this video, and you'd never know as a bike cop except for the bike helmet.
Chat room says they
lost. Did he have shorts too?
Yeah, I don't know. Chat room says they lost the stream. No, only lost the stream for a
just for a second.
Oh, it's just TV Travis. I'm not looking at the chat room, everyone. I can't look at you because you confuse me.
I know. Distracting bunch of freaks.
Yeah, right. But yes. The answer to your question, yes. It's
the shorts and the helmet.
It's the shorts and the helmet. It's kind of mall copy.
Yeah. All right.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's not as intimidating. Like even a horse bout. One of the cops on a horse, like in New York when they do that.
Yeah.
That's super cool and intimidating. If they're in a car, they roll up, boop, boop, and they get out, and they're dangerous looking. He rides up on a bike, ring, 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 pulls over to the side, gets off. Now you guys cut it out.
But a motorcycle cop you wouldn't have an issue with.
I mean, I wouldn't at all. It's something about the bike. I don't know. Something about the bike.
See, I don't know if it's a you don't take them so seriously. It's just it's different from all the cop shows that we grew up watching, with the exception of maybe Chips.
Yeah, yeah, but even in Chips, at least it was a motorcycle, and that could go, that was cool. Right. But this,
so maybe the bike cops should wear motorcycle helmets.
Done, fixed, and no shorts, no more shorts. It's bad luck.
Just pantsless.
Yeah, pantsless bike cop. And I'm a bikeist. I admit it. When it comes to cops, otherwise bikes are cool. I like bikes. I like my bike. I like your bike. Your bike's cool.
My bike gets love and attention.
That's right. You're rubbing your butter bum all over it all the time.
I am. That's right. As a matter of fact, what temperature are we at? Oh, only 57. Nope.
It's a little cold today.
Yeah. Plus, I got to take the cat to the vet. She's got to get her shots and a little trim on the nails because she looks like she wants to kill us if we try and do it ourselves.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
you don't want that. I like getting that done, but not by me. Here's a story about this is great. Philadelphia 76ers game. We're in the playoffs, okay? Right now. We're in I don't know well, I mean the NBA. We as a collective society are in the playoffs.
Correct. I even think the Nuggets actually are in the playoffs.
They are, so are the Jazz, but I don't know where they're at or how they're doing.
Oh.
So we're at that early stage of the playoffs. Is it like stage one, everybody? Are we in round two yet? Opening round. Okay, we're in the opening round.
Opening round. Playoffs round one. Jazz versus Rockets.
Yeah.
Houston sadly leading 3-1. Their next game is maybe tonight. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nuggets Spurs series is tied 2-2.
Yeah, we're not going to win. We don't win anymore. Ever since Karl Malone says, "When I leave, you never win again," Karl Malone says. Anyway. So this 76ers game is happening, and here's the headline: late game fart wreaks havoc at the Philadelphia 76ers bench. The 76ers just learned that a high pressure situation like the NBA playoffs can cause the body to do weird things like dropping stink bombs on the bench. Midway through the fourth quarter of Thursday night's game between the 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. I always forget they're Brooklyn Nets now. Is that weird? Not New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, Brooklyn Nets.
It's too bad, New Jersey. You lost them.
This isn't Gritty, right? Gritty didn't sneak in here, and I know Gritty's the hockey mascot, but he didn't sneak into the...
No. As far as I know, Gritty is not the... He's not the... What's the phrase? You're the...
Mascot?
No. The person who farts. You're the...
Oh, the Smelted or Dealt It?
Is it the Delted or Smelted, or am I thinking?
Well, he'd be the
else?
Dealt It. Sure. The culprit, the...
I can't think of it. It's a funny word, though. It's like that. You're in the neighborhood.
Sure.
I can't. The farty, no. It's something. Smeller's the feller, no. It's something else. All right. Well, anyway. So, during the fourth quarter, TNT's camera, TNT covers these games, cut to the bench for a glimpse of Philadelphia star Joel Embiid. Embiid? Is that how you say his name? I don't know. Embiid, who was out with a knee injury, but instead of finding Embiid and teammates deep in thought, the camera found a group of players reeling from what was probably one hell of a bad fart. Jari Smith on the left can be seen waving away the odorous air before it reaches Embiid. You can only pull the shirt, pull the old shirt as gas mask approach to protect himself. That's how he did it. The suspected fart didn't affect the outcome of the game. They easily beat the Nets, 131 to 115. That's kind of a blowout to take a 2-1 lead, but they definitely lingered online where Twitter had a field day. So we're gonna look at this. There's video.
Yep.
Video's good. And this is great. These guys make millions of dollars.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, I'm gonna hit play. Here you go.
Oh, that's great.
But we don't know who did it. We don't know who dropped it. So maybe in this case, the smeller is the feller.
Maybe it's got to be one of the guys behind it.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Gutter as a tool says the guy on the right not reacting is suspect. Yeah.
He's just looking up a screen. Nope, I don't smell anything. Sorry.
I'm good. I had chili for 4 days. I'm fine.
You always love your own batch. Your own, what is it? No, your own brand.
Your own brand. We do that in this house. Some of the kids will go, Dad, in the car. I go, it's not me. Well, who was it then? I'm like, is that my brand? I'll say that all the time. All right. Final story. I warned my sister, by the way, on the trip to Vegas. She's riding with us, and I'd warned her
that you're gonna fart.
that I fart a lot in the car.
Really?
And she says, because I haven't road trips with my sister Misha in decades,
sure.
But when we were growing up, we were always doing that. And she says, "Well, I remember how it was. It's fine." That was her answer.
Wow.
I remember how it was.
I remember how it was.
Yeah. Not sure how to take that. I don't know how to take it.
Didn't even miss a beat, did she? It's like, no, I've been, as soon as you said we'd road trip to Vegas, that's the first thing that I thought of.
Yeah. So just bring your own shirt to make a makeshift gas mask. Everything will be fine. Final note, this is pretty great. This reminds me of that old Super Bowl commercial, to speak of sports again, where the guy put the Kansas City Chiefs instead of Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
And
Great Googly Moogly.
Great Googly Moogly, exactly. Still my favorite ad of all time. I love it.
That is a great one.
Well, road crews have done a similar thing, and they screwed up. A crew in Florida, once again, misspelled school on a crosswalk.
School is one of the worst ones you can do that with. It's like Mensa.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, could you do a dumber word? Especially one that's about being smart. Chat room, here's a view of it. There you go. They spelled it Chohol.
Skohol.
Skohol. Are you late
the last
for
five
Skohol?
letters of alcohol.
Yep. It's kind of a goof. Motorist on Thursday spotted the error. I don't know how nobody else did before this guy, but anyway, he realized the workers in Doral had made a mistake when painting the word school on a crosswalk. Instead of School, they spelled it Skohol. The city tweeted that the private contractor has now corrected his work. It's not clear how long it was there, though. Just imagine the horrible aftermath of leaving that up too long.
No kidding. Can he blame his proofreader? Like, does he have someone on staff who's the proofreader, the official street proofreader?
Whole generation of kids thwarted in their education because
Right.
the street is a lie.
Shame.
We're gonna take a break. What are you doing over there? Is that the kitty?
Shame.
Oh, look, he's got a shame bell. Hold on, let me take my shirt off. Hold on.
Shame.
Oh, I'll do a body double. You don't want to see this.
All right. I know, yeah, body double's fine.
Oh my gosh, you're just making me want that new episode. I want that so bad. I have to wait a week.
Next episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to wait till after TMS Vegas.
Yeah, I'll come home that night. I'll be tired from the road. Or no, we're getting home early-ish. So it'll all be fine. We have some other thing we have to rush home for. Too much family stuff.
Fine.
You know what the problem is with having like 6 siblings? There's always something going on.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And if they don't all live in different states, like Wendy's got the right idea. Move to Sweden, move to Minnesota, go somewhere
Then
else.
You're the one when you visit makes all the plans, but you don't have to attend everybody else's plans. I think
Right.
she's got it absolutely right.
And remember, Kim, I mean, 3 of them are adopted, mind you, but Kim is one of like 9 kids. So, and her family all moved to Utah except for a couple exceptions. So it's the same. If it's not happening here, it's happening there.
It's on the other side.
So it's
Jeez.
just constant. I mean, family's great and everyone loves everybody, but man, it's a little much.
Tina has 1 sibling. I have 0, and Tina's 1 sibling lives in a different state.
Yep.
So our time is our own.
Yeah.
To do with what we will.
You've got it made. Now let's get it made with a song. Do you have one for the break?
Hey-oh. I do. Brass Box, which is not a Netflix film about keeping your eyes closed so that you don't bump into a tuba. They are a Los Angeles band made up of Amo Bankoff, Neil Popkin, Matt Bennett, and Pablo Amador, who do kind of dream pop. First band I thought of when I listened to this was Mazzy Star. If you remember a band called Mazzy Star from the 90s. These guys have a very Mazzy Star dream pop kind of sound to them. Their brand new album is called The Cathedral, came out the beginning of this month. Here is the song DDM by Brass Box.
Nice. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Front, back, push it, pull it, yeah!
I like the ending where the baby chokes itself.
The Morning Stream. Mock death at your own peril.
What movie was it where he choked himself with his own?
The Butterfly Effect.
Oh, right.
It was the alternative ending with the baby choking in the womb, dying in the womb.
I have learned since then. I know we talked about the weirdo that during a reenactment from that movie stabbed somebody.
Oh yes, right. Like since we saw it on Film Zec, somebody did that, which is crazy.
Yeah, there was that, and then after that, somebody told me, I don't know where I heard this, but somebody in like their 20s told me that movie is like virtually worshipped by their generation. That everyone loves that movie. I know. I was like, are you kidding? It's not. It's objectively bad.
Yeah, and it's funny that we'd since the movie came out in 2004 or something, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I have not heard mention of the movie The Butterfly Effect up until we watched it for Film Sack. Like it was like, oh, Butterfly Effect is on Film Sack. Let's watch it. Great.
Yeah.
But between it's coming out and it's all this worship is going on and we don't even hear about it. Jeez.
I don't get it. I really
Somebody's
don't get it.
punking you is what it is.
Yeah. Well,
we're all getting punked by Ashton Kutcher.
Some of this stuff happens, like, The Matrix comes out, and then a bunch of kids idolize it, and then, people are wearing trench coats and mass shootings or whatever, and it's like that sort of thing, except hopefully not nearly as, it doesn't go that far, but once in a while a movie will grab a hold of a whole group and become their siren call, Just weird to me. It just throws me.
Weird. Totally weird.
But here's what's not weird. Today, because of our weird time of day schedule and having to push the show so much further, we're doing this.
Call now.
That's a thing we do on the show once in a while where you guys grab the number 801-471-0462. That's 801-471-0462. And I will extend this to also include... Oh, that won't work, though. Never mind.
Okay.
Hold
So
on.
forget that.
I was going to do a Discord thing, but I don't think it'll work.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have to pull them in here to do it. It's tricky.
Right. And you need to be friends to do it. To pull them in, right?
It's a pain in the butt. Yeah, I wish there was a better way to do that. I don't know. I'll think of something. But for now, it's just that number. So you put it in your phone. Look, we all have cell phones now. Everyone has free long distance. It's not a big deal. All right? So just do it. 801-471-0462.
You can handle it. Come
That's
on.
right. 801-471-0462. And be a part of.
Call now.
All right, we'll do that. And you can ask anything you want today. You can say, hey, Scott, how come? Everything is on everything except the Film Sack Discord. All of it.
It's the only taboo subject is the FilmSack Discord.
Somehow that ruffled feathers and flew shrapnel, and I don't know why. And I had a bad night last night, and someone caught me at the worst possible moment, and I totally lashed out, and I feel a little bad, but not too bad, because I also think they were being unreasonable. And at the end of the day, it was just like, what are we doing here? You know what? To give people a background, the show deserves its own place, its own server, its own place to grow and expand. For people who don't just come to Frog Pants for everything, they just want FilmSack. That's the idea. So I know there's plenty of crossover. We've always had that, but we want to have a dedicated place where it's everybody who listens and all the lurkers who have not come to hang out with the big batch of you. For the FilmSack fandom specifically, here's your place to come hang out. And we're already seeing a billion names that we never get normally. So
yeah, and keep in mind, I mean, two of the names that we never see much in saw much in the Frog Pants Discord were Randy and Brian, and it's because probably what happens to them happens to me, or what happens to me happened to them, is that you get to that Frog Pants Discord and it is like, oh my god, look at all these channels, I'm so overwhelmed, and some of them are lit up and some of them have little numbers next to them like they've been talking about me or using everyone or something like that.
Yeah,
and
it's overwhelming.
And so like, yeah, I'm gonna go do something else for a little bit.
Yeah, and then you find out that even though it looks overwhelming, the actual FilmSack group gets 2-3 posts a month or something. It's not even a big deal. Over here, we already have more activity than we've ever had over there. And I know part of that is because it's new and we just launched
it's new
it.
And fresh. But still, I looked through the posts in the Frog Pants Discord, and it's a lot of it's some great movie talk, movie discussion, but it's about like the Star Wars trailer and Joker being, played by what's his face. And it's not a lot of stuff that is specific to FilmSack, and I think we want a place where it's like, okay, did we make a mistake on that Godzilla episode? Awesome, let's talk about it. Or that's a great recommendation for a movie, and there was just too much extra noise, I guess, going in there.
But even then, my main point is it's not like in the old days where you had a separate forum, like an entirely separate forum for content, and then I would understand that's different logins, that's going to a different URL. Like, I understand that's a thing. For some reason, some people have the mindset that that's what this is like. It's not. Discord's literally got these icons over there on the left. That one now says FilmSack on it. So you click that button instead of the old, let's go to Frog Pants, scroll down, find the room. There it is, go into there. Now you just got the one thing. Burp. It's actually less clicks to get in there. And it's still part of Discord. It's all in the same app. You don't have to log out and go anywhere else. It's all together. So I don't understand. There's some regulars, some stalwart regulars that are like looking at this thing and thinking it's crazy. I'm like, really? It's that weird to everybody? And I didn't do it with every show. And there's some shows I already do this with, and I don't hear you complaining about that. No, that's been happening for years. Like, The Instance got its own freaking, well, that's relatively new, but like Core's had their own for a long time. We do the There Will Be Dungeons thing we just launched is doing its own thing where people join the support thing, and that gets them into Discord. It's like their ticket in. Like, it's already happening. I just don't know why this FilmSack thing kicked up so much dirt last night. It was weird.
Right. No, it makes sense. And what we could do, or what you could do that makes it even easier, is make the channel for FilmSack that's in the Frog Pants thing have just one link in it that goes to the new Discord, so people aren't questioning like, wait a minute, all right, so is this one completely?
Well, and that I get, yes. Even though it's less people there in general, I get you're totally right. Like, even if it's 5 people that check that, we should make sure they know. But our intent was not to fool them or leave them in the lurch or something.
Right, of course.
Which some were suggesting last night. Oh, you're bifurcating the community and cutting. No. Well, it'll all figure itself out.
Simplifying things, yeah, exactly.
Right. So anyway, we'll figure it out.
I'm one of those nerds that got in that got overwhelmed when I went to the Frog Pants server, and it kept me out of being in some of the show discussion pieces. I'll be honest, and it's like, how is there something here that I need to reply to? And then by the time I get to it, it's 28 messages ago, and I'm like, yes, Bob, your comment about Godzilla was right on the money. Thanks.
Yeah, but now you look at that little button, that FilmSack button, that logo that you're so familiar with, that popcorn piece, and you're like, I can get in here and do this. This is fine.
Totally. Yep. It's a little piece of popcorn.
We already got Jeannie in there modding. She's the best mod I've ever had for anything, so she gets to do that, and she'll do great. And she can help me pick others. There's 1 or 2 I'm not picking.
Exactly.
It's fine. It's all fine. I'm not complaining. 801 for, I guess I am complaining. 801-471-0462. That's the number. I can't believe nobody's called yet. 801-471-0462. You guys always call. Why no calls?
Yeah, I think somebody said they just tried. Who just said they just tried calling and
It didn't work?
it didn't work.
Says it's, well, let me restart it just to make sure.
Yeah.
Hangouts, I think Google is not supporting Hangouts very much right now. I think if there are bugs or problems or issues, they're not jumping on it. And it's really frustrating because I really think that would be good for them to, not be buttholes about.
Yeah.
Actually, here's a fun thing. While I'm waiting for so now it's up again. Try your call again, everybody.
Okay.
It's in the middle of the day. B, people didn't want to interrupt shouty old man Johnson. Thanks, Sidian. I appreciate it. If anyone out there knows of a cool PBX style, phone number system that's not crazy expensive but isn't Skype, because Skype, I hate the way they do the number thing on Skype. It sucks. If you know of a service like that I can just sign up for, get a number assigned.
Oh, that'd be so cool. It'd be perfect.
I would love that, and have it be able to ring online and all that. Because Hangouts, on the Hangouts thing, the reason it works is this is using my Google Voice number, and it's just ringing live when when it's not going direct to voicemail. So it has a dual purpose. If we're doing a live show, we get them live as they come in. If later you want to leave a voicemail, that works too, even if no one's around. So I like it, but when it's just that Hangouts is weird right now, and it's bugging me. It's still not working. Does anyone
Google
try
Voice can run without Hangouts. People are saying that.
It can?
Yeah.
What?
That's what TV's Travis is saying. I don't know.
Holy mother of pearl. Is that true? Okay, hold on. This is the worst podcasting of all time, though, but I'm going to do this now. Hold on a second. Let's see. Let's go to the GV. Google Voice tab. All right, I'm in. Let's see what we got here. Maybe that's what they intend to do. Maybe that's what this is always supposed to be. Okay, there's my number. All right, somebody try calling that number right now. Well, no, I have the website, voice.google.com. I know about all that. That's how I get all your voicemails. But if somebody calls live on here, is it going to ring for me? Because that would be... Oh, wait, allow? Wants to use your microphone. Allow.
Oh, this would be great if it works.
I think it might work.
All right.
But someone has to call it.
All right, somebody call. Come on. Is that that's the 801 number?
Yeah. 801-471-0462. Hold on. We're just going to make sure everything's good. We're not going to forward any messages. No forward. Okay, calls, outgoing calls. Always using.
Yeah, TV's Travis says he's calling. It's ringing on his end.
It is calling, or it is ringing for him. Oh, well, it's working on Hangouts. Let me answer that. Hi, is this TV's Travis? Hello?
No.
Oh, hi.
Went to voicemail.
Oh, hi. Who's this? Hello? That person said no, and then hung up.
It's okay. It's okay that you weren't TV's Travis. We still want to talk to you.
Yeah, we would have talked to you. I don't know if he was saying no, I'm not TV's Travis, or no, I don't really want to talk to you. I don't know how that went. All right, let's see. Incoming call. Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's still Hangouts. Let's see what happens here. All right, cancel that one. Hi, who's this? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is TV's Travis.
This is TV's Travis.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's still came through Hangouts.
Yeah, it's still Hangouts, not directly through Google Voice. So I have to figure that out. I'll have to play with it.
I initiated the call through the Google Voice website. So.
Through the site? So you can call out of there. The question is, can I receive in there? And I don't know. I'm supposed to be able to, right?
Should be able to, yeah.
Okay. This is a fun... Look, we're doing tech time here on the show. Let me ask you this, TV's Travis. Can you tell me... I've always wondered this. I've meant to ask you 1,000 times in the chat room. I never do it. So now that you're actually on the air, where did your name come from? Why is it TV's Travis?
So I was a big fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000 growing up. Mm-hmm. And there was a character on there named TV's Frank.
Oh. And you're Travis, so you just kind of stole
Travis,
the thing.
So I just aped the name and said, TV's Travis.
All right, you just did another thing I love. I love the phrase, I aped something. If somebody takes a thing, they aped it. Oh, I love that. I want to use that more. Hey, what happened to the last chicken leg? I aped it.
Well, that's not. I do not think you are using that word correctly.
Yeah, I don't think that's quite right.
Well, it's me stealing it, right? Isn't that the idea? Like,
copying. If you copied the leg, like
copying.
if you started acting like the chicken leg, then you were aping the chicken leg.
All right. So if my internet name was I'm trying to, I can't think of a good thing like you did, but well, yeah, it's like you're borrowing somebody else's idea, right?
Yeah.
Like if I start talking like Third Eagle of the Apocalypse, as we know, then I'm aping Third Eagle.
Okay. All right.
I'm aping the eagle.
How about every time you do a voice, are you aping the person you're imitating?
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
What if the person you're aping is an ape, like grape ape or something? Are you still aping the ape?
Then the snake starts eating itself.
Ah, yum, yum, yum. All right. Thank you, TV's Travis. Have a fantastic day. All right, the lines are open.
You said didn't ask if he was just helping us test. I was going to ask if he had a question.
Oh, I still should have. Yeah, we still should have asked. I should have.
That's
done
all right.
That. But thank you for that. Incoming call options. Record call. All right. Well, apparently I don't know how to do this, but later on I'll figure it out. I'm pretty smart with the technology, I usually can figure these things out, but it's not obvious that I can take calls through Google Voice, but it would be beautiful if I could.
Oh, would be great. Yeah.
I know it comes to my cell phone. So if someone knows of a service where I could forward the calls to my cell phone and then I could grab them here, I would do that. But I don't know how to do that.
What would be great is if there was a service where it, like there was a receptionist or a group of receptionists that answered the call.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, what's your call about? Great. Put you in a little hold thing and then just put up a little text about what that call was so that you could kind of have all those and then just pull them up, pick them, as you need them. Kind of like what a producer would do on a radio show. But you could actually have a service where they call in to a specific number, but it still goes into the same phone bank. Somebody does that and just puts it
on hold, basically.
Redirects it with a VoIP, basically.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And if it, just like the old phones where they'd have lights. And line 3, okay, line 3, you're on the air, that sort of thing.
Exactly.
That's what I'm looking for. And it would be even cooler if I could give a third party rights to do producing, and he or she could answer those calls before we ever get to them and say, hey, what are you calling for? And they say, oh, I was going to ask Scott this. And then they can park you. And then let us know through that same text interface, next caller is so-and-so from wherever. And I can go, all right, we got Bill from Toledo. You're on the air. I would do that. I would do all this in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I would pay cash money.
Take my money.
Take my money.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. There's like a... Lawnmake says, yep, I know someone who uses such a service. Well, let us know what that service is, or is that just the phone, like a...
Yeah, because you can do that in a regular PBX. I'm looking for like a non-hardware sort of virtual system of doing this. Twit had a thing a long time ago. I don't know what they used. You know what I should ask? I should ask, what's her name? My brain's dead today. But she used to work at Twit, and she's amazing and knows everything. I should just talk to her. We're friends.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
She'd help me out. I'm supposed to draw something for her anyway.
Oh, well,
Colleen,
that's
who. Colleen. I should talk to Colleen. That's the other person. Colleen Kelly. She knows everything. She could build. Seriously, she could take macaroni and a tuba, and she'd come up with a clean energy solution that would power the world. Like,
I love that. Good.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I'll talk to her, see if I can figure it out. Well, there's call now for you. We got TV's Travis and nobody else. And I don't know if anyone else has called. It's entirely possible that they have, and it just doesn't go through because Hangouts is being picky.
Old man Johnson scared them all away with his Discord rant.
I mean, I admit I've got a little caffeine in me. I've been fighting internet problems all morning.
Right.
I'm in a bit of a mood, so it's possible that I'm a little off-putting. But Brian's very welcoming. Okay, we'll take this one. Hi, good morning. Who's this? Or afternoon, I guess. Hi, who's this?
Hey guys, it's Tanner. How are you?
Oh, hi. Is this Tanner Goodman?
Tanner.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, you're the only Tanner we know. I don't know any other Tanners.
That's right. The guy is going to be helping us out so much during the TMS Vegas situation. So much organization in the Discord happening because of Tanner. So big thanks to Tanner.
Good job, dude. Are you excited to come? What's your level of excitement? Where are you 1 to 10?
Right now, pretty low because I'm at work, which kind of sucks. But
man.
once I get home and get packed, which I haven't done yet, we'll drive up there and be there tomorrow sometime.
Nice. My wife, you're going early tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah, that's awesome. Tanner, my wife has a special liking for Tanner. Nothing weird. She just likes Tanner a lot. She says she'll hear his name and go. Awesome. She'll see his name and go, how's he doing? He's great. I love him. That kind of stuff. Yeah. So you should, I guess, feel special for that reason. But anyway, did you have a question for us, or were you just helping us sort of test this stupid system?
Well, I heard you say it wasn't working, so I called. But I did kind of have a weird question.
Go for it.
Ooh, go for it.
So Barry Folk is bringing popcorn seasoning, and he wants to know, what is your favorite popcorn seasoning flavor?
Oh, wow. Wait, to Vegas?
Yeah, I guess he owns like every flavor, and he's going to put it all in a suitcase.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Know what your favorite flavor is.
Oh, my gosh.
Obviously I like the traditional butter and salt and butter flavored salt. I do like the nacho cheese seasonings on popcorn seasoning.
All right, that's not bad. Does he have they make that cheeseburger seasoning for popcorn? Is that a thing?
Really?
Yeah, I've had that before.
I have no idea.
I have had cheeseburger flavored popcorn.
Potato chips.
Yeah, it's like that. Same idea. Same flavor, probably even same dust or whatever. I also like sriracha, so I could go for that. Trying to think.
Oh yeah, barbecue.
Yeah, I'm with Brian on just a good old traditional salty butter taste is good.
Yeah. Is he gonna dole these out before we all go see Endgame Friday morning?
Yeah, he asked me. He's like, "What kind do you and Alex like?" So I told him I like nacho cheese, and then he's like, "Oh, what do Brian and Scott like?" I don't know.
I like nacho cheese as well.
Okay.
You know what we should do? I wonder if there's a way to get some set up where we don't see what the topping is. Like maybe we have like 6 popcorns out in front of us, and he's put different seasonings on each of the 6, and Scott and I have to guess what the flavors are.
First of all, I want to say I'm in favor of this idea, or you might say I'm in flavor of it. Okay.
Okay.
But I also want to say this about my friend Brian Ibbett, who I've known for many years now. He will gamify anything.
I will. I totally will. I'm the Mark Goodsman, Bill Todman of podcasting.
Yeah, it's the first thing that comes to his mind. As soon as you have a thing where you say, "Oh, I'll be driving my Honda." Right. What if we figured out a way? It's so true. I mean, I love that. I think it's an awesome trait, but it's funny because I can always count on it.
It's funny that it's taken me this long to have a game show podcast.
Well, that's because of everything else.
It's not even really a game show. I need a true game show podcast.
I think it's because. Well, remember we were going to do one if people got us to the Patreon level that we need.
That's right.
We still will if they get us there.
That's right.
We'll have our game show.
We did a pilot episode. That thing was awesome. It was such a blast.
It was really good, but we never.
Jury on there, Tom,
was Nicole on there? Maybe
or Veronica.
Maybe it's back for Veronica had shunned all podcasting.
I know, back when she still talked to us. Now
I talked to her once in a while.
She walks different hallways.
I talked to her once in a while on just like text or whatever, but it's always about dogs and restaurants and Adobe. That's it.
Her limo brings her right up to the door of Biology 101, so she doesn't walk the halls with us anymore.
Well, all right, Tanner. Okay. Here's what we should do. So Brian always wants to gamify something. My imagination wants to do this, and here's what I want to do. I picture let's say it's a bucket of nacho cheese flavoring.
Okay.
I want Brian. Or no, here's what I want to do. I want to ask Brian if he would do this. If somebody, can be Tanner, could be anybody, we need a body of water to get his arm wet from elbow to finger. So let's say it's a toilet or something.
Really
but just
about where this. Oh my God, I don't even where this is going. Okay.
or however you can get your arm wet. I don't care, but it has to be wet from elbow to finger. And then
so many ways in Las Vegas to get your arm wet.
And then Let's say it's the
Play from the corner.
Bellagio fountain, for example. All right, so
Sure.
you got your elbow. You go down to your elbow in water, and then you immediately go down to your elbow in this bucket of nacho cheese dust flavor.
Oh,
popcorn.
gotcha. Okay.
Then you pull it out. Now you've got just like a coating of it all the way around. Would you? Let's say it was even Cleo's arm, because she's the lick a chip lady. Would you? Would you? If that happened, would you lick 6 inch in diameter space off of her arm? Would you do that?
It's the
All right.
weirdest question I've ever heard.
Could we? I know. Could we if we could maybe finalize where that water's coming from? Because at one point it came from the toilet, another point it came from Bellagio fountain.
All right, fair enough. That you would need to know that. I'll say, let's say it's a sink
Could
with
it
perfectly.
be maybe a freshly opened bottle of Aquafina?
Oh, even better. Yeah, totally. Totally. Somebody could pour it on your arm, and then you go into the dust, and then and she would go into the dust, then you have to lick her arm. Would you do it?
Ninja Steve isolates out the "Would you lick 6 inches?" I know that Jamie's gonna have a lot of fun with this. All right. Is Cleo? Yeah. Does Cleo have any say in this? Does it have to be?
Let's say she's fully willing.
Consensual. Okay.
Yeah, she's fully willing to do this. We didn't have to grab her and wrestle her down and jam her arm in there or anything.
I would be more inclined to lick it off of a lady's arm, because typically they're not going to be as shaggy as
yeah. Some
as, you know,
guy's
as a male
gnarly old arm that's been out in the sun too long with hair all over it and freaking like little skin tags growing on some dude's arm. Exactly. A nice, feminine, smooth arm is what we're talking about here.
Could it be all right, could it let's play around with this. We get a little bowl. Cleo dips her fingers in the water.
Yeah.
And then dips them in another little bowl filled with that nacho cheese popcorn topping.
Okay, fine. Will you suck her finger?
Suck all the dust off of each of her fingers, because now we got to put it into your court, Scott.
Oh, why is that worse?
You have to sit there and watch. And listen, full ASMR.
Really? I'd have to like get up close. Everything has to be quiet, and I have to hear somebody slurp these off the fingers. This is horrendous.
Poor Cleo had absolutely no say in being part of this discussion.
She got roped in. She got roped in on Tanner's dime. That's what happened.
Exactly. I don't think Cleo and I could ever look at each other again after doing that. I don't know what it is, but
or lick at each other.
Lick at each other.
Get
As the tool says, why are we stopping at fingers, Coverville? Let's go for toes.
Ooh. Oh, dude. Oh, bleh. I'm not even sure I could suck it off my own fingers.
All right, let's combine these. So each toe is a different flavor. Scott and I have to.
Oh my gosh! Now you're gamifying this disgusting game. Yeah, well done. Oh, this is good stuff. All right, look, I will say this: if it was my arm and it was this part right here, because I have a very feminine inner arm right here. I don't know why. It's very baby soft and not hairy.
Hair doesn't typically grow there. I mean, that's not feminine. It's just
and you keep it out of the sun, and it's not scarred and scraggly, and there's no big. I don't have a lot of freckles there from sun exposure.
I do have cat scratches on mine.
I just have a nice soft kind of baby's bum kind of thing happening here. I would lick that dust off of my own self, but I wouldn't even do my own fingers. No way.
Wow.
Oh, I would gag on my own freaking fingers, dude.
All right. Well, we'll workshop this game. There's a game in here somewhere.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Tanner, thank you for bringing out the worst in the show today. We really appreciate it. And can't wait to see you in Vegas.
I'm very excited to see you guys.
Yeah, we are too. Be safe, drive safe, and we will we'll see you very soon, sir.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye now.
See you.
All right.
All right. Very good.
That's good stuff. I think that's going to do it for the show. That's a nice long call that we did there. If somebody wanted to try to call me one more time just to see if Google Voice does anything while the other thing's shut, I would be curious. So you can try that if you want.
Midzula says, can I call with my Vegas questions? Yes, sure, Midzula, sure. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Maybe he has... Actually, Mitzula, where are you right now? Are you on Discord? Could I add you to a thing? Maybe we have questions for him.
Oh, maybe.
Let's see. Mitzula. Nope, he's not on Discord. I'd probably have to add him on something else. I'm at work. I can't call in, but I can answer here. What would I call you?
No, we haven't gotten
on?
any. We didn't get any Vegas questions.
Yeah, we didn't get jack shit. Hey, you know what we'll do tomorrow? I think maybe we sneak him in for a minute tomorrow. And
sure.
we just say,
Okay.
"Hey, Vegas guy, tell us about the stuff," or whatever, and he can.
I mean, I know in the PMs when we had him, but I don't know if you can break for a few minutes in the morning tomorrow, Mitsula. We'd love to bring you in.
All right. Well, I'm shutting down the calls because I'm going to work.
Oh,
on that
jury's
later.
calling.
What, Justin is? No way.
Yes.
Hold
Yes,
on.
he is.
Opening back up the calls. Just a second. I didn't realize that was the thing. Let me get this back. All right. So that number, Justin Robert Young, is 801-471-0462. The fact that you even had to ask what the number is. I mean, come on.
Right.
This is the number I used for Hotline Monday. It's the one I used for your other one, the other one we did. Like, what are you? I'm just giving him a hard time. Yeah, Mitsula, we'll definitely buzz you in tomorrow. I think it'd be fun just to have a quick little Mitsula minute and do that. And Justin, call again. It's now open. It should bring him in. I mean, this would just be as easy as pulling him into Skype or something else. But why not? We'll take a phone call from Justin. It's totally fine.
Heck yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Whatever you want to do there, buddy. Waiting for it. Waiting. Nothing. This could be part of the problem. This thing kind of sucks.
It could be.
Oh, that was weird. Did you hear? Are you there? Oh, here we go.
I'm here.
I think I found it. It made you all quiet for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hi, first time, long time.
Hold on, wait. It's all quiet. Don't go anywhere. Don't hang up. Okay, I got to figure out why this is jacked because now Brian's like super quiet and it's something.
Really? For me, jury was sounding super cool.
Yeah, everything got weird. Hold on. Hold on. Shit. All right, I'm going to try to. Okay, now talk. I bet you're normal again. Brian.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Am I normal? I thought you were telling Justin to go ahead and talk.
No, Justin, call me back. It's screwed up. It's not your fault. It's mine. And I didn't hang up on you on purpose. It just is the way it went. So call again. Call again, Justin Robert Young. Sorry. It just went wrong. I didn't hang up on you. Just call back and listen to him in the chat. Making a controversy out of nothing. All right, it's back. It's open. Lines are open. Got to get that Justin Robert Young fix in. We're going to wait for it. Oh, I think this is it. Yep. Hi, is this Justin Robert Young? Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, yes. 'Tis I.
Oh, hi. Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
First time caller, long time something. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah. Hey, I thought the show was canceled. I feel like everybody started hanging out after they told me that nobody was hanging out today.
No, I had no internet. And
No,
then,
it's fine. No, I was just going to the laundromat with my mom, and I found all my friends at the arcade. You know, they said that everybody was sick and no one was leaving, but I guess I'll just hang out here.
and we all went,
You know.
Justin, sorry, we didn't know you were going to be
Did you not
here.
get the call? Oh, yeah, no, we decided right after we told you that we weren't doing the thing, that we were doing the thing. Man, funny how life works.
It is weird how it works. Well, you got us. But yeah, no, I was bummed this morning because we were going to go like deep on like political intrigue around the Mueller report and everything, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
You want to do that now?
I mean,
Because I assume that I'm catching you literally at the end of the show, so we could just double the length of the show if you want.
well, we could, but instead, let's do. Why don't you give me? I mean, there's got to be a TLDR to. Okay, I'll. You know what? We'll do this quick fire style, quick fire question style.
Go.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'll keep it very short.
Is there will papers of impeachment be drawn up for President Trump?
Like, am I betting?
Yeah.
I would bet that. Well, I mean, already there is something on the floor that is waiting to gather support, so that has already happened. If you are asking, do I think that the House will impeach Donald Trump? I do not think so.
You
no.
do not think so? Okay, now.
No.
Okay. So I figured the Senate wouldn't, certainly, because they don't control it. But you don't even
No,
think the House.
yeah, I would bet no on the House. I think the Senate definitely not, just because of the reality of the votes. But it does not appear that Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, has much of a fervor to go for that, at least as of now.
Yeah.
And I do kind of feel like there aren't many more gigantic revelation boxes we have left. We've kind of opened up all of our revelation boxes for Christmas.
Yeah.
So if that is the end of the big revelations that can fall out, which again, it's Washington, anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
And this administration has certainly been very, very volatile. But if we are judging things as they stand now, then no, I do not believe that it will happen in the House. And I think that the idea will be to look toward 2020.
Okay. Next quick fire question. Do you think this has any impact up or down on his chances of re-election?
I mean, it's hard to say because he's such a controversial candidate in general. But do I believe that this will be a part of the eventual nominee who will run against his stump speech?
Yeah.
Yes. Like, there's no doubt. Be it Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden or Pete Buttigieg, they are going to be talking about, things that are being quoted out of this report. Ultimately, though, I think we will be miles beyond this by the time that November of 2020 happens. So we will have a whole new set of things that we can scream and yell at each other about.
Fantastic. All right, third and final question. As a trained reporter, someone who attended college for said profession.
Skills, yes.
Skilled and performer, but skilled professional journalism man.
Did I tell you guys that I went back to Syracuse a couple weekends ago?
No.
And I met with all these like kids, and I'm like the black sheep of that family. Like they literally, I'm there for an alumni event, and they put me. They always put me on the freak show panel. It's always the like, and other things you can do with your degree. And then it's just like me and a lady who works at the Department of Defense and my buddy Tito who runs like a graphic design company.
Yeah.
And it's like, no one has any idea what the hell's happening here. It just delights me to know it.
And is your panel just you going, don't go here, it's a waste of your money? Or what? What do you say?
No, I say, because they're already in it. Right. So I say for the verbatim, this is what I told them. For the price that you're paying, all of these professors work for you, and you should treat them like hired help because no time else in your life are you going to be spending such a premium for so little that you are getting in return. So especially since you are working, it'd be different if you weren't doing something, but you are working at a paper that gives you because it was for the Daily Orange. Yeah. You're working at a paper that gives you an opportunity to apply an actual trade every day.
Yeah.
That you can find something to do 7 days a week for your career. If professors get in your way of that, inform them that they're your help and then show up drunk to their classes.
Nice. This is strong advice.
And by the way, that is if you show up at all. You should greatly consider the fact that you could be doing better things with your time than attending their classes.
Okay. I like this. Now, so here's the real question. Having been classically trained in the art of journalism,
yes.
Do you think it's cool for someone to run up to one Robert Mueller, former director of the FBI, and current curator of the said Mueller report, after Easter services at his church with his wife? Do you condone the idea of a reporter running up to him and asking him questions they know he can't answer as he's leaving said church? Or do you think everything's game and it's fine, go full TMZ if you have to? Where do you stand on that? Because I've been curious about that this week.
So the answer is yes, you should. The question, I feel like, is how do you handle it and do you run that footage? So do I think that if you are walking down the street and you see Robert Mueller, whether he's leaving Easter services or walking out of the bathroom or walking out of a brothel, do you ask him the questions that you should ask? Yes, you should, no matter what. Now, do you stake him out and get the News at 11 I-team on your side treatment of like running down some dude who's like selling crooked braces as like a local shady orthodontist. No, I don't think that really elevated any element of our dialogue in terms of the conversation about the Mueller report. So, like, look, somebody actually emailed me about this on the newsletter, which you can get at freepoliticalnewsletter.com.
Nice.
But
Nice.
they asked me about that, and something that happens when you are an actual journalist. One of the biggest things that is the difference between journalists and lay people as a trade is you have to get very used to being in uncomfortable situations and turning off your sense of polite society. So you have to talk to strangers. You have to call phone numbers you've never called before. You have to walk up to people in oftentimes the most climactic moments of their lives where they are in not their best state, and then interview them while both of you know that what you will write will affect their reputation for the rest of their lives. These are things that normally in polite society we avoid. We try to figure out a way around it. In journalism, you have to run right to it, and that means turning off some elements of your brain, the part of your brain that fits into our society culturally. So that seemed to me like, all right, look, I can understand the hustle. And if you ran up to him and he said, Mr. Mueller, I forget what his honorary name is.
Robert.
Do you? Yeah, Robert. Hey, Bobby.
Yeah. Your middle name, by the way. Your middle name. Yeah.
No, I said his honorarium.
Not
his first name.
I thought you couldn't remember his first name. Sorry, go ahead. I misheard that.
So it's that's. Can you like walk up to him and say, "Hi, Director Mueller. I'm from NBC News. I wanted to ask you if you have any question or you have any comment about how the release of your report is handled." Because you never know. At some point, he might say, like, yeah, I believe it was unfair, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, all of a sudden, you have the scoop that drives, society for a month, right? That you have shown that dam, once thought to be impenetrable, has broken. Mm-hmm. I don't think that needs to be on camera, and I don't think that you then need to literally chase him until he figures out how to unlock his Kia or whatever that he was just like fumbling around with, while 14 people, it seemed like, went into the other side of the car. That to me is bad product. Like, beyond whether or not, because what journalists will be is like, okay, no, but you're not going to get the scoop unless you have brass balls. You have to speak truth to power. He's a public figure. He's on a public street. He didn't break into his house. He deserves to answer questions.
Yeah.
Which I get, I appreciate. I just don't think that product was worth it. And ultimately, I think even from the network side, once they get that footage, then somebody should have said, this is just not a good look for us, and we should not run it. Like, even if they get it, it was a bad look to run.
Yeah, that's entirely my take. So that's interesting that you and I fell in the same place. It's like the hustle to get the comment is not the problem. My problem was they didn't get one, and yet still they're running footage of somebody running him down as if that's news, though there was no, the effort to get it is not the news. The news would have been if he had said something, or they could say, we asked him for comment, he can give one. But this guy running and going, Director Mueller, and getting all up in his face isn't news. But I guess that's the time we live in, and those get all the likes and hits.
No, I mean, like, look, if you're a journalist, you don't measure yourself. I mean, the scoops that you get, the news that breaks, like, that's a product of you every day going out into the world and trying to find it and trying to understand where news is, and then asking the question that gets it. So I get it. I understand where he comes from, but ultimately there is a balance where you don't just want to use journalism as a shield to be an asshole, and you need to understand that at a certain point you are not advancing the conversation. Like that, to me, when I saw that clip, I saw a reporter, a cameraman, and an editor of that segment that was very look at me, because inside journalism there will be a far different look to that of like, oh, well, look at what they did. They found the guy, and they asked the guy the questions that we want to be asking of him. Whereas, like, the public is like, ooh, that's gross.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not really much more other than them putting out their press release. So amongst journalism, people can think of them as braver.
See, this is good. I'm glad you called, despite the fact that we tried to snub you and record a show later in the day.
I mean,
next time we'll be a little bit more secretive about it.
Yeah, the separate channel. I'll get a new Twitch channel. We'll do it. We'll just be a little smarter about this next time. It's fine.
Next time.
Look, next time you'll be in Vegas and we'll all be hanging out, which is super exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm sure there's stuff you could pimp between now and then so that people can get their fill of you, their taste of you, the taste of Justin Robert Young. What is it?
Yeah. Well, hey, a new podcast went up today on the PX3 feed. That is my interview with Dave Leventhal. He is from the Center for Public Integrity. If you've heard a lot about, like, oh, numbers, like this person raised X million and this person raised Y million. This is a great interview for you to understand fundamentally what those numbers mean and how they will benefit, and also which candidates you can already tell are in trouble because of what they have or have not raised. So go ahead and check that out, and then just subscribe to the PX30 feed if you want more level-headed conversation about politics and journalism.
Well, that sounds great. We'll see you this weekend, and you'll see us, which is a mutually exclusive, rad thing to have happen.
Try and do one without the other. You can't.
You can't do it. All right.
Nope.
Stay out of trouble.
Bye.
You know what? That was kind of fun because of this reason, Brian. It felt like we were talking to a reporter in the field, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Right. Exactly.
Because he's on the phone, and it feels very much like, well, I'm outside the White House now. We haven't heard anything from inside for an hour. Like, it's very journalism-y.
White smoke coming out of the out of the chimney. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, there's orange finger smears all over the wall. We can't quite tell what's causing that, but we'll get back to you at 10. Anyway.
Perfect.
Yeah, we need a little via satellite headshot with a map. That's what we need.
Perfect. Yes.
All right. Now we know what Tuesdays are going to look like from now on. All right. Quick email, and then we're out of here. Jamie wrote in. This is not our Jamie, different Jamie. He says, the subject is ambulance pothole. This is the guy that got his heart jolted.
Right.
He says, so it's a brand new email just from yesterday. It says, Scott and Brian, the Nebraska man from Monday whose heart stabilized after the ambulance hit a pothole, said one way to treat it is with the paddles, clear and a big jolt. I would like to share another way they treat rapid heartbeats. I had supraventricular trachycardia. Am I saying that right? Tachycardia?
Trachycardia.
There's no R in there, though. Is it just tack?
Oh, tack. There's no R. Tachycardia.
Tachycardia, I guess.
Tachycardia.
Anyway, probably not important, but I enjoyed trying to figure it out. He says, and when my heart would race up to 256 beats per minute. Jeez. That's how many colors my VGA monitor had in 1998.
Right. Yes.
Let's see. Beats per minute. They would inject me with a shot.
Beats per second. Jeez.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? They would inject him with a short-lasting drug that would stop my heart, literally flatline kill him. I have had this happen at least 8 times, and a few others while in surgery. They fired a laser in my heart to fix this. I don't recall the specific doses, but the process they would use would try a 5mm dose, then another 5mm, then 10mm. If those didn't work, then it was time for the paddles. So that's interesting. I didn't realize there was all this interim stuff before they would try paddles.
No kidding.
And that makes sense, right?
Just drive you around the hospital parking lot for a while and go over speed bumps and potholes. None of those work.
You got to build like a little course behind the hospital to
right, obstacle course
for the cardiac
Take
department.
It through the weeds.
Yeah, I'm not working for this hospital until they build a pothole course. Let's see. The 256 beats even dropped me to 75 beats, but didn't stop the heart. But you go back to 175, hit me again with another, blah, blah, blah. Basically, you just have to reboot the heart, is how he says it. Been 9 years since they tried a laser on my heart and burned the piece off that was causing this problem, and he hasn't had any problem since, so well done.
Oh, wow. Good.
Science, dude. Man, that's pretty cool. Well, I'm glad you're first of all, Jamie, glad you're well, but B, I had no idea that that's how they did this stuff. That's crazy. They actually kill you for a minute or for a second, right? And then bring you back, and then Kiefer Sutherland sees a weird kid yelling at him. So that's
I won my $2. No, wrong movie.
wrong movie. But also some weirdly appropriate somehow. Yes. Thank you for your email. You'd like to be one of those people that emails us, wouldn't you, folks? Well, it's easy. Send an email to themorningstream@gmail.com. We'd be happy to read it here. And for now, anyway, that phone number to leave voicemails is 801-471-0462. We are also glad to be receiving and playing those. That's going to do it for us. You can support the show at patreon.com/TMS. Please do. If you don't, please consider it. It'd be fantastic if you did. It's literally how I keep my lights on. It's how Brian pays for his car payment. It's how we make our lives run. We need you to help us live. And what do we give back? Tons of content for very little. Tons of it.
All of this. Yes.
If you could weigh today's show on a scale, it would be like, I don't know, 2 handfuls of potato chip powder. I don't know what it would be. Pounds is weighable content, is what I'm saying. Measurable, tactile,
tangible, physical, hold it in your hands kind of stuff.
Yes. All of that and more. You can also, what else? That's it. Frogpants.com/TMS has links to everything else. And, of course, VivaTMSVegas.com if you're looking for Vegas info for this week. All right, Brian, we should probably get out of here, but we don't do that unless we play a song.
A song is the appropriate way to close out one of these. And Sam, a.k.a. Green Apple Sam in the chat room, recommended this one. She says, "Happy 10th anniversary to my amazing husband, Dusty. My love for you is indescribable. You are my world." And we are huge Jonathan Coulton fans. It doesn't feel like that last sentence was in the heartfelt romantic words that she was saying before it, but it's all in one line. So my love for you is indescribable. You are my world. We are huge Jonathan Coulton fans. It just doesn't fit. She loves, as do I, the brand new album from Jonathan Coulton, which is called Some Guys. It is an entire cover album covering songs yacht rock and soft rock classics from the 70s and 80s. Listen, if this were not done as well as it was, I'd be disappointed because he didn't change things around too much with the songs. But I can't describe it. I love it. And you'll hear what I mean with this one right here. Here is 10cc's The Things We Do for Love by Jonathan Coulton.
We'll see you guys tomorrow for all the Wednesday usualness and our final broadcast of this week that isn't a stream from Vegas. We'll see you then. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
You're a very extraordinary person.
Oh.
Aw.
That's lovely.
And he means that wholeheartedly.
It really felt like